Hello, everybody. I'm Jess Arce. I'm America's dyslexia expert. What makes me an expert? Well, number one, I am dyslexic. Number two, I am married to a dyslexic. Number three of my children are dyslexic. And number four, my mom was actually diagnosed with dyslexia back in the 1940s. So all of these things over the last 50 years of my life have led to me becoming America's dyslexia expert. When my daughter was just 3 years old, I had no clue what was going on with her. And I spent the next 10 years trying to figure out why she struggled. And I found out she was dyslexic. My mom knew she was dyslexic. My mom had a master's degree and was a teacher and had no clue I was dyslexic. She had no clue what dyslexia looked like in other people. I, on the other hand, have spent my entire life as a parent learning about dyslexia, discovering why my kids struggled and how to help them. When my youngest son was struggling in first grade, his teacher suggested that we do a series of tests. I said, I bet he's dyslexic. Let's test him. And we lived in Texas where they did dyslexia testing in school, typically at the end of second grade. But because I was such an active parent in school and my daughter was already diagnosed a few years earlier, they agreed to test him a year early. And so he started getting dyslexia help in second grade. Then we decided to leave Texas and move back to Las Vegas. Unfortunately, Las Vegas was number 50 in the quality of education out of our 50 states. So I wasn't going to put my kids in public school. And when we lived in Vegas before, we could afford private school. But when we were moving back, that was not an option for my family. So I decided to start homeschooling him. So my son's dyslexia teacher said I needed to learn how to teach him. Well, if I was going to be homeschooling anyway, I might as well learn the right way to do it, right? That's how I saw it anyway. So I got special permission from the program that my kids were doing in school through Scottish Rite to leave and go to New Mexico, which was the closest state to Nevada that did the testing. Well, by the time I got back to Nevada, we moved into our house. I couldn't leave my kids. We had just been there a couple of weeks. They had their grandparents there, but they didn't know anyone other than their cousins. And I wasn't comfortable leaving. So I canceled the participating in the program and figured something will work out. And sure enough, it did. I went to a homeschool convention and I learned about the Barton Program, which is what I have been using for 11 years. So I got trained in the Barton Reading and Spelling Program, and I started helping my son. And very quickly, I discovered that program was so much more encompassing in the reading and spelling, particularly the spelling aspect of the Orton-Gillingham program, than what my kids had with the Scottish Rite program. So I told my daughter she needed to start working with me. She wasn't happy about it because she had already graduated from the program in Texas, but she begrudgingly agreed, and I started working with her as well. And she quickly discovered that it was better and that there were still things for her to learn. And so from that experience, I actually had other homeschool parents asking me to teach their kids how to read and spell. And so I decided to start tutoring the one student. And then that one student the mom told her friend whose daughter wasn't super severe, but she wanted to be an actress, about me. And so I worked with her for a while to help improve her reading. And then my business just snowballed from there. Well, a couple years later, we decided to leave Las Vegas and move to California. So I was going to go back to real estate, which was my profession prior to us moving to back to Vegas. And so that was my intention, but that was not God's plan for me. And so once again, I had a homeschool family, this time begging me to tutor their child. And so that's what I did. I started tutoring an 18-year-old who was unschooled, and she was only reading on a 3rd grade reading level. And from there, I ended up starting to offer math tutoring because that poor girl could not add 6 plus 4. And so we now offer math tutoring because of her. And so anyway, this is why I'm America's dyslexia expert, because I understand dyslexia from all angles. I understand it as a mom. I understand it as a wife. I understand it as a person with dyslexia. I understand it as a daughter. I understand it as a teacher. So if you have questions about dyslexia, we can help. If you want tutoring for your child with dyslexia, we can help. If you would like to work with your own child, either homeschooling them or tutoring them, we are providing digital courses to give parents confidence to work with their own children, so we can help. So the first step is to reach out and schedule a consultation call. And you do that at lexialearners.com/consult. You can also visit our website to learn more, lexialearners.com. I can't wait to meet you and help your family. Ta-ta for now.